Damn, my mic caught you coughing from all the way the fuck over there.
Isn't cool.
Doubt it. Oh, damn it. What the fuck was that? Alright, let me set up here. Mm. Sorry, I'm still setting up here for the people watching right now. Do-do-do-do-do. All right. Oh yeah. Hey, I need to put on some music. Let's see how well that works. Lower this a bit. I wonder if Maine calling me right now. It's YouTube. Copyright stuff. Yeah, they definitely want their sweet kickbacks. Actually, I don't even think it's YouTube. I think it's more along the lines of what is it? The music companies. Yeah.
Apparently, but
case you guys were wondering who the hell I'm talking to, I have a roommate. His name is Justin, so I'm not sure if you can hear him because he's in the other room. I hope you don't hear him. He's an asshole. By the way, if anything's going on with the stream, if I'm lagging or whatever, just feel free to tell me if you can't see stuff or if the music's too loud. I can only gauge things from my end, so I'm not sure exactly how you guys are viewing it on your end. What's going on, man? So the reason why I'm doing Wonder Woman again is because that first Wonder Woman that I did, still probably clamored on for so many people wanting the original, which I sold a long time ago. So I figure I'd do a newer version, something a little bit more fierce, so to speak. Sounds a little low. The music or my volume? Because right now my mic is connected to the actual webcam right now, which is about 9 inches away from my mouth. If you want me to talk a lot louder, I can certainly try and do that. So, did you get... Oh, my voice? Okay, I'll try and talk louder. I also have the mic input turned down on the software that I'm using, so you don't pick up a lot of the ambient noise in the background. So, I adjusted it a lot better. I'll just keep going. Test, test, test. Can you hear me now? Is it better? I'll wait for you to reply. Oh, okay. Cool. So one of the things, I'm using this OBS software right now, and it gives you control over the microphone as far as like the settings and whatnot. But the thing is, like, I also have the music going through my desktop speakers, so I don't want it to pick up that music and have it on overdub. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. So how's your holiday going so far? Did you get all your Christmas shopping done? Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know if you would say lucky or sad, but I really, like, I live alone, so I don't have to do holiday shopping for anybody. I'm kind of lucky in that sense. Pretty much just like go shopping for myself. Which honestly, there wasn't anything that I saw in the stores this year that kind of made me go, "Ooh, I need that in my life." I've been good, man. Just been working non-stop. Trying to get as much commission art done as humanly possible without going batshit crazy. It's one of those things where, for me, when your life revolves around art, and I have fun doing art, but sometimes you just need to watch a movie, go outside, read a book, do something else to energize and inspire you. Konnichiwa to you as well. Wait, is this Danny? Mr. Daniel Rodriguez, is this you? And also, if you have any questions regarding like art or stuff like that, just go ahead and let me know. I will try and teach you as much as I know. Ah, okay. I didn't recognize you. I would have thought that you would have had Daniel Rodriguez as your username, dude. How's it going, dude? God, I haven't gotten together with your dad, Daniel, in Christ, I don't even know how many years. I think I saw you when you were a lot younger, probably like 5 years old or some shit like that. But I think it's been, Christ, probably a decade since I've seen Danny. By the way, I am drinking wine right now. This lovely Shadow Red blend. In case anybody else is drinking right now, salute. Like 20? It's been 20 years since we last seen each other? Time fucking flies, dude. So basically what I'm doing right now with this painting is building up the layers. Now there's a lot of other watercolors out there who basically go straight from the pan to the paper. And I am not one of those people. I mix the colors on my palette over here and I dilute it. Because I feel it personally gives me greater control. And work on shading, and after that, yeah, markers and color pencils are definitely the not easier way to go, but definitely a lot more controlled in that sense. A buddy of mine who I met on the road that I'm very happy to call my friend actually introduced me to the world of watercolor about 5 years ago. And like I never did watercolor growing up, so this was a fun exercise for me learning to let go of control, to let the medium do what the medium's gonna do, and try and have my own influence on it. Try and make it stylistically my voice, so to speak. Because I mean, I paint like how I paint, same way that you would paint how you paint. Trust me, I am nowhere near a freaking god when it comes to artwork. I could point out 100 other artists who fucking school me. But that's the beauty of art. It's not a competition. It's really like you have your own voice in how you create. So, as long as you have the desire to learn and the obsession with creating, you'll be fine. Trust me, I couldn't draw or paint like this when I was 12. Sorry, clearing my messages on my phone. What color? The only time that I'll ever go straight from the cake pan to the paper without diluting is for black. Only because even when you go through it, like you can see me doing right now, it doesn't stay black. It ends up turning like a bluish gray color. So that one I like having a lot of intensity within it. So I'll go straight from the pan to the page. And that one obviously takes a lot of layers on it too. I try. Yeah, I have this really bad habit though when it comes to art that I'm always trying to rectify and fix is the fact that I'm right-handed and I work always on the right-hand side and go left, which sucks because I'm like on a wet medium like this, I'm dragging my hand across wet areas, which I shouldn't be doing. I've been trying to fix this more and more with watercolor to work from left to right so I'm not smearing anything. But even on like my pencil drawings and whatnot, it definitely becomes an issue, which I'm definitely cognizant of and definitely always trying to fix as soon as I notice that I'm doing it again. But when you have like this experience or whatever for I don't know how many years, it's kind of hard to break that habit. But if you want actual art advice, the best art advice that I can give you right now is don't try and copy any other art that you see online. I know that a lot of younger kids always try and copy like other artist artwork, like a piece that they've seen online that they're like, I'm gonna try and copy that. Don't do that. Instead, focus your energy on a picture and try and copying something from real life. Because that photograph, you can't fake that information. And all the information that you need is in a great photograph. The lighting's all there, the anatomy is there, the structure's there, everything. So it's something that a lot of people that always ask me for art advice and whatnot, like how do I be a better artist, and it's something that I didn't realize until a lot later because I was doing the same mistakes of trying to emulate other artists. But no, I'm not on the road, man. I'm at home right now. I'm in Milwaukee. Um, it's great to draw from your mind because you're using your imagination and trying to imagine a piece of artwork. And that's exactly what I do. Probably about 75% of the time right now is I'm always drawing from my imagination. Only because I've taken a lot of time with studying human anatomy and lighting and whatnot. Like right now, I don't have a frame of reference for this piece only because I know how to color this piece. I know exactly where my light source is in my head. I know exactly how I want this piece to look. Like I have the clear idea in my head only because I practice from the real life drawings, you know? I'm not going to tell you my address, but I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You still in Wisconsin, Danny, or did you move? No, that's all good, Ben. I love inspiring the next generation of artists. It's one of those things that I was fortunate enough to have great art teachers growing up. Okay, so you're not that far away from me. But I haven't been to high school in I don't know how long, so I'm not even sure whether or not there's high schools out there that still have art programs that are teaching kids or inspiring kids and stuff like that, you know? Yeah, a lot of a lot of kids like Naruto. I like Naruto. I prefer Bleach though. I'm definitely more of a Bleach fan than a Naruto fan. Yes, I don't know whether or not to blame it on the federal government or the state government for cutting art programs. I just know that it's been happening a lot and a lot more. Almost shitty because it feels like they're trying to stifle creativity. But then again, I will say this even if there isn't an art program in school, the world is at your fingertips with people teaching art stuff, whether or not it be on YouTube or like a YMCA type program or whatnot. the wealth of information is out there. I haven't seen the new Castlevania only because I'm not really into vampires, so to speak. But Vampire Hunter D, I have that anime movie. I think I bought it on a whim just because I was just wanted to see some new anime. It's good. I like the animation, but I'm just not into vampires. Maybe those Twilight movies killed that aspect for me. I saw the first one. I'll admit, I saw the first Twilight movie because I was curious as to why people were going nuts over this franchise. I still don't freaking get it. What they did to vampires in that was freaking bullshit. Can I paint a picture of the character Vegeta for you? Not right now. You're goddamn right they are. I don't know where. I really, it's one of those things. Like I'll be honest. Like I said, I saw the first movie and I actually read the first book, trying to understand this because I prefer reading books and whatnot. So I bought the first Twilight book, thinking that it would be a literary masterpiece, kind of like Harry Potter, which I freaking love. And I read that book, and I got through the end because I had to finish what I started, but I just, good God. No. That was horrible. And I'll never understand how pop culture got infatuated with that shit. But then again, I'm definitely not the market that they were trying to go to. Do you more read anime or watch anime? There's this new manga that I just read. It's a new series. It's called Chainsaw Man. So far, it seems pretty fucking decent. So I'm hoping it doesn't get canceled by Shonen Jump and it actually gets to go along with the whole story. I freaking love Bleach. I like Naruto and I freaking love One Piece. I haven't gotten into Soul Eater yet. I don't have a streaming service that I'm subscribed to right now. Primarily, I'm freaking YouTube junkie as of late, only because I was subscribed to Netflix, and I pretty much watched everything that I wanted to see. And same with Hulu, and I don't know. Soul Eater was definitely one of those ones that I hear gets recommended a lot. It's definitely on my to-watch list, but the thing is, I have to watch anime in Japanese. Like, I can't stand watching anime with English voice actors. But the thing is, if I'm watching an anime with the Japanese voice actors, I have to watch the anime and read the subtitles, which makes it hard to do when I'm painting. So that's why I haven't watched it yet, just because I haven't had a break in my schedule. Which is definitely not a bad thing, but I have a guilty habit of when I start something, I want to finish it to the end as far as like series and whatnot, as far as like binge watching. So if I started Soul Eater, I'd probably binge watch it up until a point where it's at, and I wouldn't get any work done, which would definitely be a bad thing for me right now. So I'm staying away. What's it called? Freaking what is it? God, I can't even think of the mangaka who created Naruto. He definitely freaking overpowered him. I tell you what, I watched a YouTube condensed version of Dragon Ball Super recently that had what is it, the Tournament of Power or whatever it was called. And Krillin being as overpowered as he was, it was definitely fucking hilarious to me. Krillin was always, it always seemed to me like Krillin was just as bad as Yamcha back in the day. So the fact that he got like massive respect and a power up in that sense is fucking hilarious to me. Actually, let me move the camera slightly down. You can see this hand not doing anything over here. But you can see more of the painting. So red is always one of those tricky mediums that I always have a hard time working with watercolor, because it never gets to the intensity of like freaking computer colored red. So I definitely always gotta build up my red. Yes. Yeah, Superman is definitely as overpowered as they come. Actually, I want to try something real quick. Oh, that's got to stay. Well, it wasn't that one. Sorry, I'm adjusting something so the colors pop a little bit more. Sorry. As far as shows, I'll be in Seattle in March. I'll be in LA in March, I think, as well. I'll be in Chicago in April. And then, so far, I think I'll either be in Indiana or Atlanta in September or August. But I haven't really been booking a whole lot of shows lately, just because I don't know. I love doing shows and I love meeting people, but sometimes the convention scene just takes a little bit out of you. So I'm definitely trying to scale back the travel. There's a local show called MightyCon, which happens in February. I haven't looked into that one yet to see whether or not they're full on tables. They might be, but if they're not, I'll see about getting into that one. There we go. There's a nice purple. I just find purple to be the perfect accentuating color on a woman. I don't know why, but it just always fucking works. One Punch Man is great, but I've been reading One Punch Man, Attack on Titan, Boruto, and that's about it. Yeah, I wouldn't say Boruto is definitely as good as Naruto, but it's definitely interesting with how they're doing the new character arc with, I don't even know that like palm thing symbol that he's got. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Yeah, I think they do. It's been a long time since I went into South. I would love to just be able to go back and take pictures of all those pieces of artwork that I painted that are in the hallway. And just look and be like, how shitty they are. There it is. There's my burnt sienna. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I think it's called karma. That whatever power that they have going on right now. Nah, man, I can't look at any of the old stuff that I painted when I was younger and think any of that shit looks awesome. 'Cause I've grown so much as an artist, you know what I mean? My not my pride and definitely not my ego, but it's more along the lines of the experience that I have won't let me look at the old piece of artwork that I have and ever be content with that. Like I always got to be trying and improving, you know. So anything that I look at, shit, I could have drawn something freaking yesterday, and I would still like I would have been happy yesterday. But if I looked at it today, I would have been like, ugh, sucks. very few pieces that I've ever done where I'm just like, I can't do anything better than that. You got the glasses and the short hair and the bandana, is that what you're saying? Is that how you look like her? So did you see the new Spider-Man movie, the Into the Spider-Verse? Shrine of sorts. Hold on, give me a second. That movie is freaking dope. It is definitely one of my favorite Marvel movies. And God, I hope that freaking inspires them to do more animated movies in the future. Knowing the success of it. Man, everyone's freaking blowing me up right now. Give me 1 second. Oh, man. What the hell? I got like freaking 4 conversations going on right now. I'm telling everybody that I'm streaming on YouTube, so join me here so I can talk about it. Yeah, I gotta make a point to freaking go back to South to go look at stuff. Although I honestly wouldn't be able to freaking remember any of the teachers' names right now. The only one that I ever remembered was Mr. Margus, and I know he passed away. Switch out this watercolor set for a different watercolor set. See the science teacher? Yeah, I don't remember Mrs. Walters. Dude, in all honesty, man, my memory is fucking shot as of late, man. You don't realize how many people I meet being on the road and all the connections and everything like that. That, fuck, I would love to try and remember people the way that they remember me, but my brain is just not working that right anymore. So I switched to a different name brand watercolor, Daniel Smith, because I bought some reds that I actually love how these reds look. I just recently bought them. They're very vibrant and I like it. See how deep and rich that red looks? Oh, so good. Yeah, the only way that I would honestly remember our teachers is if I found my old high school yearbook and went through and tried to remember them. Thanks, man. I decided to do a different Wonder Woman because probably my first Wonder Woman watercolor one that I did Fuck, I sold that original within like freaking 15 minutes, and it's now in Norway, which is freaking awesome. And a lot of people always keep asking me about that piece, and I did a different Wonder Woman, but I don't think it's sold because her eyes are closed and it doesn't look fierce enough. So that's why I'm doing a newer one to kind of up my game, so to speak, as well as just to do more watercolor pieces. Mix these on the paper itself just to get this really deep pigment. Do I have a tip for shading? As far as like learning it or how to apply it? And also, like, what medium are you trying to figure out the shading aspect in? Are you looking for like pencils, or are you looking for you're looking for your water, not your watercolor, your markers or colored pencils? Because each medium that you're trying to figure this out will have its different applying shading. Basically, the way that you apply shading is, I mean, you got the one thing that your mind is going to need to realize is where the hell your light source is coming from. Now, in this piece right here, I have my light source just coming top down. So pretty much anything that's underneath, let me try this out real quick. So pretty much all the areas, like this is going to be my light source right here. So all the things that I know that within a 3D environment that are going to stand out are going to get the shading underneath it, like right here underneath the eyelids, right here underneath her neck. These areas right here. Like, obviously you can see that I started the shading within her arm because this area being on top is going to get more of the light. So anything that's underneath, recess is going to be more shaded. Same thing with this area. Like, I'm keeping this area as white as I can because this is going to be a major light source. Her gloves are shining. And, like, this gauntlet being above, in front of this arm is going to create this overlight, this casting shadow right here. So I'm already thinking about that stuff. So it's just basically realizing where your lightest point is and going darker. So I always think about like building it up. That's another great thing of why I work so light with the washes on my watercolor is the fact that if I have if I'm working light enough, then I can build it up and work the shadows into it. Does that make sense? Now that red mixed in here did not create the purple that I thought that it was going to create. So now I gotta try and create a purple. This is the thing, like certain color or certain ink, or not ink, watercolor name brands work better for creating certain color mixtures than others. There we go. There's a nice good purple. That's fine. She can ask all the questions that she wants, man. Like I said before, I'll always do my best to share whatever knowledge that I've gained. And that's the one thing that I freaking love about watercolor. Like, these effects, these colors and shit like that, I wouldn't know how to freaking make these effects happen in a freaking 100 years. It's just all an experiment. Let this dry for a second. Sure, if I turn my... Nah, you can't see shit if I turn my light. It doesn't help. I bought an LED lamp to help with people seeing the artwork better, and like areas like this, you can see the shine from the water, the sheen, so to speak. Say your mama say hi, man. I'm still alive. It's the best answer I can ever give anybody. Fuck, these colors are looking great. I'm actually happy right now. I was hoping that I wasn't going to be messing up on live stream and being like, shit, I gotta scrap this. Yeah, if only you could see it in person right now, man. These colors look a lot better than how the monitor is showing the painting. It's a lot more intense and vibrant in person. But yeah, I'm super fucking happy with how this is looking. Like, I'm not too worried about her hair and stuff like that right now because I have this ink liner pen that I'll be doing a lot of hair effects after, like, I'm done with the watercolor stuff. Like, for right here, like, I inked in the outline with a waterproof marker just so I had guidelines to follow. Normally, sometimes I'll sketch things out and just go from the sketch and then ink afterwards. But this one, I wanted to do it the reverse, where I have everything outlined, and then I'm trying to work within that confines, basically like a paint by numbers type of situation, but not really. I'll be right back. I need to empty out this disgusting mess and go get some clean water. So I'll be right back. Another tip if you ever do get into watercolor is that water itself will help dilute. So if you saw like when I did this section that looked really freaking dark, but if you add water to it, which is what I do, like I try and clean the paint off my paintbrush and just get like a bunch of water on the brush, then it'll help dissipate the pigmentation that's already in there and help blend it in further. So it creates a nice gradient effect, a nice softening gradient effect. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, Superman is still obviously one of the hardest pieces that it takes. He's still one of the hardest characters to freaking draw for me. Only because so many other artists have done great Superman pieces of artwork. I'm always thinking of what I can do different. And that's the challenge of being an artist, is to try and like figure out like how do you want to interpret a character within your own voice. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, that Yoda painting. I asked the guy who bought the original Yoda painting. Here's the situation with that Yoda. That was a watercolor that I did for the New York Comic Con, and I didn't get a chance to finish it until I was at the show. And when I was at the show in the Javits at New York for the convention, there is a FedEx that's within that building. But before the show opened, that FedEx was closed, so I never got a chance to scan that Yoda. And I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, can you send me a scan of that Yoda so I can, like, digitally alter it a little bit and make it into a print? Because I'm really happy with that Yoda piece. And unfortunately, he never emailed me it back, so it's just like one of those things where if I want to do another Yoda, if I want to have a Yoda print to sell in the future, I'll have to do another Yoda print, but it's just like, me personally, I feel like I did a freaking great job on that Yoda one, so it's just like, how do I top myself on that one? And right now, I'm not in any rush to try and attempt to top myself on that Yoda piece. But yeah, that one is one of my all-time favorite watercolor pieces that I've done. I'll definitely say that. Just Wonder Woman, though, quickly becoming one of my favorites, just because the colors are freaking popping and blending in glorious ways. Sometimes I have to fight a piece to make it work the way that I want it to work. And this one, I'm not having to fight it at all, which is fantastic. just hope whoever ends up getting this Wonder Woman original will be happy with it the way that I'm happy with it. I already got a couple of people in mind that are interested in this piece. But ultimately, it will be up to them and their wallets whether or not they can get it right now, being Christmas time, or if they're going to have to wait and chance waiting. But I just want to do something different. Something a little fun for myself. Christ knows I have other commissions that I could be working on right now, but I don't like. I want to live stream on YouTube, and I don't like streaming working on commissions for people, because I want ultimately them to be the person that sees it first and them to be getting the updates and whatnot before I show it to everyone else. Yes, thank you, man, for the compliment. It's one of those things that, with every time that I take a crack at watercoloring, definitely my confidence grows in a medium. That I'm able to feel like I can experiment more with it and try and see how I can do new things that I haven't done before, like color combinations. Especially when it comes to like skin tones, and like if I want to use cooler colors like blues, or if I want to use warmer colors with the red spectrum and stuff like that, how it's gonna push and pull the image, so to speak, to make certain areas pop more. If I wasn't digitally coloring all my own artwork and having that grasp of not color theory, but just the simple act of knowing light and shadow and what colors work best with each other, I don't think my watercolors would look as good for having just started this medium. But I've been coloring my own artwork digitally for over 10 years now, so it's definitely helped. The only thing that I realized with this comparison to my digital colors is I can't control this. Like that right there, this right here, like all this is uncontrolled. It's up to the paper, it's up to the water, it's up to the pigmentation of the paints. So I allow this medium in itself to breathe a lot more than I would with like a pencil drawing, because with the pencil and paper, I'm controlling that like no other. I'm just working with light and shadow in that aspect. So it's just basically, is the pencil working on that or not? Another cool thing I'll show you right now while this one's drawing in certain areas, because I can't paint any further, was that Playboy that I was working on the other day. I'm not sure if getting it closer to camera you can see like the different variations within like the grayscale texture. This is all ink wash. This isn't watercolor pigment. This is me diluting India ink in water and trying to control the what is it? The density of the grays that are turning out. And this piece is virtually done. I just gotta add a couple of more cross-hatching marks with an ink pen and stuff like that, but this piece is done. I still gotta take a picture of it and send it to the guy who commissioned it. And hopefully, that'll be in the mail tomorrow. I'm just checking to see if certain areas are dry so I can go in them with another wash. The only thing that currently sucks sometimes is being spoiled for choice when it comes to creating artwork. Like, which medium do I feel like working on today? Do I feel like doing a watercolor piece? Do I feel like doing an ink wash piece? Do I feel like doing a pencil piece? Do I feel like CG coloring stuff? But watercolor is quickly becoming one of my favorites behind penciling. Just because I don't have to worry so much about uh, the computer program, or the computer trying to keep up. Like, this is what it is, and there's nothing if I make a mistake, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do in order to fix it. I can try and work around it, but ultimately, I gotta hope and pray that I don't mess up. Oh, hey, you guys are, feel free to comment in chat. What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about movies, sports, video games, anime, music? Let's start a dialogue. Unless you feel free, like, just watching me paint, and that's fine. Go for it. Just watch me paint. I just feel bad if I'm not entertaining enough, if I'm not talking enough for you guys. Oh, almost done with a whole bottle of wine. That is an awesome night in my book. Arc. 7 days to die. Study for Spanish? Oh. Donde está el biblioteca? That's the only thing that I fucking know in Spanish. Even though I am Mexican and Puerto Rican, I pretty much lost all my Spanish knowledge when I moved to Waukesha. Oh, this is getting close to being done right now. Which definitely makes me freaking happy. Might better post this finished image later on tonight on my freaking art page. Yeah, I don't do any PC gaming. Funnily enough, I have a decent enough computer to get into PC gaming. I don't know, I prefer my gaming on consoles. The last game that I played on my PS4 was Horizon Zero Dawn and Battle Chasers. Before that, Nier Automata. I feel like I'm missing out on a whole genre of games, all these games that you're mentioning. Slacker, are you fucking kidding me, man? I'm always fucking working. Oh yeah, Spider-Man PS4 definitely played and beat that. I didn't get 100%. I just beat the story, and I plan on going back and finishing all the Harry Osborn missions and all the time trials and whatnot. But I got too much fucking work to do. I can't not work on that stuff. What does TGE stand for? Is that the Black Cat DLC stuff for Spider-Man? I honestly don't know. There's a part of me that wants to play the DLC, but it's I don't. The whole thing with DLC, honestly, has been kind of pissing me off. Like the whole concept of it. Like video game companies realizing, like, hey, we don't have to have a completed game. We'll finish everything up in DLC content and make everybody pay more on that. So it's just like that whole idea of it just pisses me off. So I actually just saw that Hammerhead was in the DLC, and I'm very curious as to that. But like the whole Black Cat Felicia Hardy thing, I was just like, I'll wait. I'll wait until like maybe there's a sale on it or whatnot. I don't know how much it is right now. I think it's like, what is it, like $30 for the DLC pass or whatnot? Dude, I got a PC that can run on video games. I just don't have time. Well, I'll give you freaking stuff that I'm freaking working on. So there's this piece right here. There's this piece that I have on a commission for somebody right now. I already showed you that Hellboy commission that I'm working on. It's a sketch cover piece that I'm doing. Another commission that I'm working on for somebody, which is Drake from the Uncharted franchise. And that's all the artwork within arm's reach. Like, there's a shit ton more stuff that I'm freaking working on. I only take video game. Yeah, I don't need to see it that much. You're right. No, the only time that I take video game breaks, honestly, is when I just feel a little burnt out on my art, and then I'll take like 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, to play some video games and beat a video game, like the story aspect, and just kind of recharge my battery. But it's one of those things that I honestly enjoy creating artwork. Yeah, art is my full-time job. So it's one of those things, like, if I'm not working on art, then it's basically me taking like a sick day or a me day, and I don't like to take too many of those. And I have not seen Ready Player One. That movie just seemed like a giant movie of Easter eggs. So I just had no interest or desire. The only thing that I wanted to see in that movie, honestly, was Akira's motorbike and the Gundam. But everything else, I honestly just like, okay. Like, I've already seen Cinema Sins and Cinema Wins on that movie. Actually, I don't know if Cinema Wins has done a thing on Ready Player One, but I think Cinema Sins has done one on Ready Player One. So I definitely felt like I got the gist of seeing that movie. I'll see it eventually if it ever comes to Netflix, or if there's like a sale at Best Buy where the Blu-ray's like $5, I'll pick it up then. But it's one of the things I'm not going to go out of my way right now to go see Ready Player One. You really? Honestly, the thing that always gets me more excited is just working on art, refining my craft, and getting better at it. And I don't know. That's I find more enjoyment out of that than I do in playing a video game, so to speak. At least at this point in my life. When I was younger, when I was like freaking 13 or 12, yeah, hell yeah, I'd be playing all the freaking video games. The only video games that I honestly make time to play, though, that I would generally be like, okay, I'm gonna fucking play that game, is you probably could, man. I live on KK. Or not KK. I live on Howell. Um, Black Friday shopping, desktop stop motion. I used to work retail, man. I used to work at Circuit City for close to a decade. So I've done so many Black Fridays and dealing with that stuff that I know what it is as a former retail employee, how Black Friday, how associates are treated on that day by the company, by customers, by everything. So I definitely don't try and shop on that day to make it easier on you guys, you know? I know it's the day that a lot of retailers are just like, this is the day where we finally start making profits for the rest of the year and whatnot. But like when I worked at Circuit, I literally on Black Friday had to work for 21 hours. Like I would be there at 4 or 5 in the morning, and I wouldn't leave there until about 10:30 at night, maybe 11. And yeah, that was horrible. I would not wish that on anybody. Granted, I had fun, but it was just one of those things where my associates made it fun. So yeah, I don't ever try and go Black Friday shopping to get those deals and stuff like that. Like I'll go to a 24-hour store like Walmart or Meijer at like 4 in the morning when I know that it's dead. Like the day after on like Saturday, I went to Meijer to see if they had any of the Black Friday Blu-rays still for sale, and I ended up picking up the Mummy, the Tom Cruise one, and something else for like $5 or $7. Oh, the Sicario Day of the Dead. But other than that, yeah, I don't want to be that guy waiting in line for a $5 Blu-ray that I feel is gonna make or break my holiday. Fuck that. I got other shit to do. All right, man. You have a good night. I might stream again tomorrow. I don't know. But just keep an eye out on my Facebook or Instagram page. I'll be posting when I'm streaming. I'm trying to be more socially aware of posting stuff. Can't expect everybody to be mind readers. She was the same chicken that was in Kingsman, the first Kingsman movie with Samuel L. Jackson. I can't believe you said you wanted to feed her a sandwich. Hmm. That's fine. She probably has just really high metabolism. That's why she's that skinny. I know. I didn't once watch that movie and think, damn, that bitch needs a sandwich. Oh, that's funny though. Next time I rewatch that movie, I'm going to be probably thinking that. But I think I'm going to call it a stream right now. I'm really happy with how far I got. I definitely need to take a break and get some food because I haven't eaten since noon. So, probably finish this up later on tonight on my lonesome while jamming to some music. But I think I'll find something to stream tomorrow night. I think I might be doing some more evening streams on YouTube. So, feel free to join me. But anyways, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye.